guys, and welcome back to another top 10 video. In this episode, I'm going to do a top 10 nostalgic games of all time. Well, my nostalgia games, which is pretty much games I grew up with as childhood. And most of the games I grew up with 6th generation, because I grew up with 6th generation games, which were known as the Game Boy Advance, the Xbox, the original Xbox by the way, the PS2, and the Nintendo GameCube. Also, there's some other older ones on the lists that I just played, because I just played before, which I just played as a kid because of going to just friends' house who had that system or whatever. But there actually maybe one 7th generation game, maybe, I don't know if there is, I don't think there is, haven't made the list yet, but because I know I have more than 10 nostalgia games on this list. And I'd also like to mention that I'm thinking of having honorable mentions at the end of this video, even though I haven't had it yet. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy my top 10 nostalgia games of all time. Okay, number 10 on our list is a game known as Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo GameCube. And the reason it's this low on the list is, first of all, it's fun though, but it's not really that fun of a game. It kind of gets, boring after a while and stuff compared to Super Mario Galaxy, which is awesome, by the way, which it has a good story. It has a really good story compared to the old Mario games, though. I mean, older or newer Mario games, it's just saving the princess and all. That is the story of all, but it's more complex than that. And there's actually acting and stuff that is alright for the game. Kind of makes it unique from the others' experience. And also, it is fun. Like I said, it's kind of a little fun, but that kind of makes it go down a little bit. Just cleaning up the whole area with the flood and stuff. But overall, it's still a decent, good game. Okay, number 9 on our list is from a game known as Donkey Kong Country. And the reason it's number 9, not number 10 is it's actually fun. Well, the last game was fun I did, but it's funner. And this has more fun than story. It has a simple story as, a crocodile kidnaps the bananas, and then you had to save the bananas, which was the story. Actually, it's in every Donkey Kong Country game, but with a different person. But you know how Nintendo always has their same type of game, but with slightly different story. But anyway, I just love battling the different creatures and riding the different creatures, and playing as Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong and stuff, and all through the level. And also the music is awesome. The music is awesome. Like the theme, the first level in Donkey Kong Country is awesome, and I love all this level. I like the ice levels and stuff are pretty awesome. The first underwater levels are pretty awesome. Not as you go into it, it's not as fun in my opinion, but especially the beginning part of the game is really fun. So that's why Donkey Kong Country is number 10. Okay, number 8 on the list is from a game known as Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. Yeah. It's a really fun game. If you love rock and roll, you'll definitely like this game. Well, and I do. I like both rock and roll and the game. And the game's fun. The game can be fun to other people who don't even big fan of rock and roll. It's still fun. Has awesome songs from the 70s, of course. Most of the songs are from the 70s, but they have songs like Slow Ride and Mississippi Queen. And then they have the final song called Through the Fire and the Flames, which is the final song you play at the end of during the credits, after you defeat the devil who's trying to steal your soul. And it's a simple story, and with awesome music and stuff like that, it's still a fun game to play. So that's why Guitar Hero 3 is number 8 on this list. Okay, number 7 on the list is a game known as Kingdom Hearts. I know it has a great story and with Disney characters and actually Final Fantasy's character, but one thing I know about this game is I know it has a great story. I haven't really played that this game is so long that I don't remember the whole story or anything. I do remember it's a really good story and it's a fun game. And I actually want to replay that game someday and maybe even do a Let's Play on my channel, who knows. But I like how you can play as this character named Sora, which is actually not a Final Fantasy character or a Disney character, which is just a made-up character that they made, which looks like a Final Fantasy character, by the way, to me. And then you travel with Donald Duck, yeah, and Mickey Mouse, and around, I guess, to different Disney worlds and Final Fantasy worlds. So yeah, and that's number 7 on my list. Okay, number 6 on the list is from a game known as Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS2 or for the original Xbox, or whatever system you played on, or for the PC. But anyway, I'm picking 2 over 1 because I really never played Star Wars Battlefront 1, but I have played Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I heard the second one's even better than the first one, so. And I love that you can have battle in space, again, either on the Clone Wars or the Galactic Civil War. You can pick the different history between of all the 6 films, which so Clone Wars takes place of the Episode 3, and Galactic Civil War takes place throughout the original trilogy and stuff like that. And and I love that you can do space. I love that you can do on all the different planets like Coruscant or Hoth or Kashyyyk. And I like how you can play as the Empire, the Rebels, or the Droids, the Droid Army, the Clone Army before it became the Empire, which is awesome. And there's also a pretty good story though. It's pretty good as you follow like the Clone Army from the I guess the Clone Wars onto when they're in the Empire until they fall. So, and that's pretty much what number 6 on this list is. Okay, number 5 on the list is Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64. And Mario Kart 64 is my first Mario game I ever played. Even though it was the second one of the Mario Kart series, it's still my first one I ever played. Played all the time with family and friends and stuff like that, with awesome courses. And Mario Kart 64 introduced me into the Mario Kart series. And that's why it's that high on this list or whatever, because it introduced me into the series. It introduced me with the blue shell, with all the different items you can do, with all the different characters you can choose as and play as. It was also the first 3D Mario Kart game, because the first one was on the SNES, which was not in 3D, which had like 2D graphics and stuff like that. And it had Balloon Battle. Balloon Battle was awesome. The Balloon Battle, which you can hit balloons with your items to knock people out and stuff, and with the infamous blue shell, of course. And that's why Mario Kart 64 is number 5 on this list. Okay, number 4 on the list is from a game known as Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy for the PS2, and remastered on HD collection for the PS3 and PS Vita. And I like to put as this number 4 is because it has fun gameplay, really fun gameplay, with awesome levels such as Snowy Mountain and Forbidden Jungle and Misty Island, which is pretty cool levels and stuff. And I like a lot of the lava levels like Lava Tube and Fire Canyon and stuff like that. And with the final levels are alright, but still pretty fun to play. And like the bosses are pretty cool, such as the plant one in Forbidden Jungle, and then the final boss is pretty awesome. Of course, still pretty awesome as a boss, which is actually the Jak and Daxter one is my favorite Jak and Daxter game. So that's why I put it on this list of number 4 instead of any of the other 2 Jak and Daxters. And also with the cool music within the game and stuff, and for its time, just for its time, not nowadays, but for its time, it had really cool graphics, really good for its time. But anyway, that's why Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, is number 4 on this list. Okay, number 3 on the list is actually not just a game, it's actually 3 games which came out for the PS2, then remastered for the PS3, and then the PS Vita later on, like Jak and Daxter is. But unlike Jak and Daxter, it's 3 games instead of just 1 game, because on this series I love all 3 of them, and they can bring back so many memories. And it is Sly Cooper, Thieves Raccoonus, Sly Cooper, Band of Thieves, Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. Those are the 3 games. The first game, just classic with Clockwork, the Phoenix 5, with all of them have awesome levels, by the way. And then Sly 2 is even, I don't know if it's as good. It's not better, but it's as good, with awesome villains like the first game did, with great story like the first game, but with the claw gang instead of the Phoenix 5 and stuff. And also the plot twist in the middle of the game. And the third is alright. It's not as good as the first 2, but it still brings back memories. And I like how they went, a flashback through the whole game and stuff. They do have good characters, not as good as the first 2, but I like the idea how they went back and flashed in time and stuff. I thought that was a good idea and stuff. And how you can play as multiple characters. A lot more than just 3 characters like you only could do in the second one. Well, you only can play as Sly in the first one, but in this game you can play as like 5, 6 different characters, which is awesome. And I like Dr. M, which you guys could just try just to get into Cooper Vault, which you think Dr. M's trespassing, why he thinks you trespassing, but anyway, that is why the Sly Cooper Trilogy is number 3 on this list. Okay, number 2 on the list is a game known as Pokemon Red and Blue version, which originally came out for the Game Boy in 1998. Technically, it came out in 1997 as Red and Green in Japan. Then it got internationally as Pokemon Red and Blue in 1998. And this game is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It introduced me into the greatest Nintendo series, my favorite Nintendo series of all time, and is the second best-selling video game series after Mario. Video game, not Nintendo, just video game series. Second after Mario. Of course, Mario's the first because it's Mario, but come on. Plus, you fight as different monsters such as Pikachu. Some of them are cute, some are original. I can see some of them are not like that. People do not like, such as Electrode or Diglett maybe, but Pikachu, there's so many classics for that guy, but the game is just awesome though. Battling your rival Blue is awesome when you then finally defeat him within the championship and stuff like that after you defeat the Elite Four for the first time. And this just brings so many back memories, so many. But anyway, before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Number 1 on my list is one of my favorite video games series of all time, which is from a game known as Halo 2. Yeah, Halo 2. Halo 2 is so phenomenal. It's not my favorite video game, but I'm doing nostalgia because it freaking brought me into first-person shooters and stuff like that. It was a game that changed. It's a game that was online. The first game that played online multiplayer. Come on, guys. It brought me into that. It brought probably a lot of people into that. And just into gaming. Probably just in gaming in general. Along with an awesome story and just the campaign, too. Along with that. And especially as it got remastered for the HD collection. or the Master Chief Collection, not the HD Collection. But anyway, oh my god, this game's so amazing. Like, I remember playing with my friend's house years ago, and playing at my friend's house, and playing against each other as elites or Spartans or different modes. And my favorite mode is Slayer, by the way, which just get 25 kills and you're done. And with all the different weapons, oh my god, this game's just phenomenal. I can just go on and on about this game, but it's just so this is my #1 game of nostalgia purposes. So I guess that's it. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode of my top 10s in April. So see you next time, you guys. I'm out.